Hey guys, what's up? All right, lesson 3-6, comparing fractions. All right, so this lesson I actually really enjoy because I love seeing the different strategies that we have. So with this lesson, I'm actually going to show you three different ways that we can compare fractions. All right, so we can compare fractions in three different ways. We have same denominator, so if they have the same denominator, if they have the same numerator, or if we have both different denominators and different numerators. So let's look at this first one. It says same denominators. If both the denominators, which are these down here, are the same, then you can compare the fraction using their numerators. So the larger the numerator, the larger the piece. Ooh. All right, so I have 3/4 here. I have to compare, and I have 1/4 here. So if you remember our lesson, and we keep going back to our fraction circles and fraction strips, if I were to put 1/4 on top of 3/4, 3/4 would be larger. Okay, so I would see more of the 3/4 than I would the 1/4. So in that case, I would know that 3/4 is a larger fraction than 1/4. So imagine that you had a rectangle broken into 4 pieces. Which one would you rather have more of? 3 of the item or only 1 of the item? Okay, let's say that it was a candy bar. Would you rather have 3 pieces or only 1 piece? So in this case, you would want the 3 pieces. So 3/4 would be your larger fraction. All right. Next, if you have the same numerator, so our top number, if they are the same, if both the numerators are the same, then you compare the fractions using their denominators. Okay, so the smaller the denominator, the larger the piece. All right, so the smaller the denominator, the larger the piece. So if I look at this, these both have 5 as our numerators. This is 5/12, this is 5/6. Which one of these is the smaller of the denominators? Well, in our case, 6 is smaller than 12. So that means that this fraction, 5/6, 5/6 would actually be larger than 5/12. Okay, because the 6 is smaller than the 12. Fractions don't make sense sometimes when we're trying to explain them. The smaller this number, okay, your denominator is, when you have 2 of the same numerators, this fraction would actually be larger. And then the last way. All right, so if we have different denominators and numerators, if both of them are different, then you compare the fractions by using the butterfly method, or AKA cross multiplying. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I really like this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cross, okay, and multiply each one of these. And I'm going to show you why we call it the butterfly method. Okay, looks like a butterfly, doesn't it? All right, so what I have to do is I multiply going from the bottom up. So 10 times 7 is 70. 8 times 2 is 16. All right, which one of these is larger? 70 is larger, so that means that 7/8 would be larger. So if I had 2/10, it would be smaller than 7/8. Now, really quickly, if you remember yesterday's lesson, which was 3-5, or using benchmark fractions, we were comparing those fractions on a number line based on what we have. So 7/8 is actually closer to either 0, half, or 1. And in our case, 7/8 is closer to 1 whole. 2/10 is really closer to 0 on the number line. So 7/8 would be actually the larger of the two fractions in this case. All right, so next lesson that we're going to do is we're actually going to be working on the lesson 4 in your book. So I'm going to read this first part. We're only going to do number 1 together, and then you can actually answer it from there. So it says, Quinn, Nina, Diego, Paula, and Kiana were given 4 of the same size burritos to share. Quinn and Nina shared 1 burrito. Quinn ate 1/4 of the burrito, and Nina ate 2/4 of the burrito. Diego, Paula, and Kiana each ate part of the other burritos. Diego ate 2/3 of one burrito, Paula ate 2/5 of another burrito, and Kiana ate 5/6 of the third burrito. So I'm going to answer number 1. Who ate more, Diego or Paula? So I need to know Diego's fraction and Paula's fraction. So over here, you'll notice, let me move this out of the way. Okay. You'll notice that I have Diego, a whole fractional piece, Paula, a whole and a fractional piece. So Diego ate how much? 2/3 of one burrito. So Diego had 2/3. There's 1, there's 2. Okay. Paula had 2/5 of a burrito. So 1, 2. Ooh, here we go. All right. So I have to say, who ate more, or did they eat the same amount? Well, if I look at Diego's over here, his goes up to about right here. Paula's only goes up to about right here. So who ate more in this situation? Well, Diego did. Okay. So Diego ate more of the burrito. Okay. How did we know? Well, when we compared our two fractions here, we saw that Diego had more. So I'm actually going to type this in. When we created fraction strips, we were able to see that Diego ate more than Paula. I'll take this, do that, perfect. All right, so when we created fraction strips, we were able to see that Diego ate more than Paula. All right, and finally down here, it says write a number model using the symbols greater than, equal to, or less than to record the comparison. So in this case, we're going to write the fractions 2/3. We're going to draw a line, and then we're going to write 2/5 for Paula. Okay. And we can see that Diego ate more than Paula. Now, we could actually use one of the methods that we learned about earlier about the same numerators. So remember, if you have the same numerator and different denominators, the smaller of the denominators is your larger fraction. So 2/3 would be larger than 2/5. Hopefully that helps. If you guys need any more assistance, just let us know.